Today, we're getting into some pretty big news that's really sent waves through the fashion and media world, and honestly, probably beyond that, too. We're talking about Anna Wintour stepping down as editor of US Vogue.
That's the one. A huge moment.
Absolutely. So, our whole focus today is digging into what this actually signifies. We've been looking at a report from Darwin.com that's a major English language news source, specifically their piece. Anna Wintour steps down as editor of US Vogue after nearly 40 years. And our mission really is to understand not just the what, but the who and the why. Who is Anna Wintour? How did she become this formidable figure? And maybe most importantly, what does her staying on in these new big global roles at Condé Nast actually mean for fashion and media going forward?
Yeah.
We want to pull out the key insights for you, give you that shortcut to really understanding this pivotal shift.
Okay, let's unpack it. Right. So the basic news, which dropped Thursday, June 26, 2025, according to U.S. media, is Anna Wintour, who's 75 now, stepped down as editor of U.S. Vogue.
And how long was she there? It was decades, right?
37 years,
Yeah.
and an incredible run. She apparently announced it herself at a staff meeting, and yeah, loads of publications ran with the story straight away.
37 years, wow. That's nearly 4 whole decades. In fashion, an industry famous for, constant change. How rare is that? Seriously, what does that kind of tenure tell you about her power?
It's exceptionally rare, almost unheard of at that level. And what's really interesting is how deep her influence became. Anna Wintour. She's British-born, raised over in the UK, British dad, American mom, but she became, I think it's fair to say, widely described as the single most powerful person in the global fashion industry.
And instantly recognizable, too. You can picture her right now, can't you? The sunglasses, always the sunglasses, and that signature bob haircut.
Exactly. That look is iconic. It's part of her whole persona, her power. For decades, she's been seen as, one of the most influential, maybe even formidable figures in fashion and magazine journalism. She actually took the US Vogue job way back in 1988.
88, right. Setting the stage for that near 40-year reign.
Precisely.
Now, for a lot of people listening, the first thing that probably pops into their head is The Devil Wears Prada.
Ah, yes.
That Meryl Streep character, Miranda Priestley, the sort of terrifyingly demanding editor, that image really stuck, didn't it? Kind of cemented that Ice Queen reputation.
It absolutely did. For many, that was their main idea of her.
Yeah.
It's funny how pop culture can create this image that overshadows the reality sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But what's interesting is, while she definitely had this public image, the Ice Queen, this steely ambition, there was actually a documentary about her back in 2015.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it apparently revealed her warmer side. So there's maybe more nuance there than the stereotype suggests.
Well, adds another layer.
Totally. But she was also known for being very hands-on,
Yeah.
having strict control over content, apparently sometimes just axing work without discussion.
Wow. Decisive.
Very. And her cover choices for Vogue, especially back in its heyday, were seen as really authoritative. What she put on the cover mattered, big time.
So, definitely not just a figurehead. She was properly shaping that magazine. But, okay, she's stepping down from US Vogue, but it sounds like she's hardly disappearing. These honors she's received, her new roles, they paint a picture of someone still very much in the game.
Oh, absolutely. Stepping down, but maybe stepping up in a different way. Her impact's been recognized right at the top. She was made a British Dame back in 2017.
Right, I remember that.
And then, even more recently, February 2025, she was made a Companion of Honor, which is a really big deal in the UK. It's a super exclusive group, never more than 65 people for major contributions.
Okay, so serious recognition. And wasn't there a story from that ceremony in February, something quite revealing?
Yes. Apparently, at the ceremony in London, she actually took off the famous sunglasses to get the award from King Charles III.
No way.
Yes. And she specifically told him, right then and there, that she had no plans to stop working.
Okay, well, that certainly tees up these new roles perfectly then. So she's moving from editor of US Vogue to what exactly? It's global chief content officer at Condé Nast.
And editorial director at Vogue.
Right. So what does that actually involve? How is that different, practically speaking, going from the US focus to global?
It's a major shift in scope. Think about it. Editor of US Vogue is huge, but it's one market, one magazine title. As Global Chief Content Officer, she's now overseeing content strategy for all of Condé Nast's brands, all over the world.
All of them, like GQ, Vanity Fair.
Everything. The New Yorker, all of it. And then The editorial director at Vogue part means she keeps a specific hand in guiding the creative direction for all the different Vogue editions internationally.
Got it. So it's less about the day-to-day of one magazine.
Exactly. And more about the big picture, the global brand strategy, the overall creative vision. It's about ensuring consistency, especially now with digital being so important. You could say she's moving from being an editor to more of a global media architect.
A global media architect? Like that. It's less like retiring and more like restructuring her power onto a bigger stage.
That's a good way to put it. It really reflects how media companies are thinking now. Global brands, unified digital strategies.
Yeah.
She's now shaping how Vogue and Condé Nast as a whole tackles everything from, say, sustainability reporting to digital video everywhere.
So it really brings us back to what we wanted to explore, this whole idea of Anna Wintour's influence just enduring. She leaves the top spot at US Vogue, yes, but steps into these even broader global leadership roles, expanding her reach, really. And when you remember what she told King Charles, no plans to stop working, and then you look at these huge new titles, it really makes you question what stepping down even means for someone like her, doesn't it? Especially in an industry that's always changing.
It absolutely does.
What kind of mark is she going to leave now from these positions? How is her legacy going to keep shaping fashion